Turnover. Spurs have the ball. Bring it over half court. Charlie Brown guarding Isaiah Miller somewhere around the center line. Right about that logo. Miller drives, goes to left hand, pump fake, right hand, and Shamshay out of nowhere swallows him up. Huge block.
That's what I'm talking about. Defense wins chips.
And then Kyle Rode, that's such a veteran move. Used his body to draw the foul against Omarui, and Kyle Rode gets to the line.
Yeah, just that little contact, that little bump. Referee has to call it because it impedes the offensive player, and he's going to go for the free throw now.
Rode just signed 2 weeks ago by the Spurs, 163 NCAA games on his resume. Liberty's been a really good squad over the past 5 or 6 years, and he was a part of that team.
Yeah, man, you love to see guys like that get a shot. Obviously, he's a shooter, but a team player as well and understands the game.
Chandler kicks out to Omarui. Thought about the 3 drives. Omarui goes in the lane, gives it to Shamshay. Two-handed dunk, and he rocks the rim. Huge from Ulrich.
I love the fact that Eugene, I thought he was going to the hoop. He finds Shamshay at the last minute for the big two-handed cram.
18-14, 905 lead, 3:50 to go opening quarter, and Kennedy Chandler almost stole it, tipped that out of bounds, and it's going to be Spurs ball right around half court, just inside the 905 portion of the court.
The defensive energy, Chris, is just phenomenal right now. It's good to see. I mean, we've been harping on it. I'm sorry, folks, if you hear me talking about it, but they're not going to win games unless they buy in and lock in on defense.
Jameer Nelson feeds underneath. And so Ibrahima Diallo also we're seeing for the first time. Diallo, well-traveled college player. Spent his last couple of years at Central Florida before playing at San Jose State as well as the Ohio State. And looks like Diallo is going to be called with a push-off. He's trying to create a screen.
You just got to be physical out. You have to match physicality, or you have to start and lead with physicality. But when you're getting physical, bodied up, you can't back down. The other team will realize that, and I love the fact that the Raptors are here to battle today.
Diallo from Senegal moved to the United States, just 16 years old, and then a kickball by Kennedy Chandler, and there's the makeup call right there, right back. Same referee made the call.
I think it was offense, actually. It was Chomche.
Oh, was it?
On the screen, but it was Chandler moving a little bit too quick before the screen was set. That's what happened there.
I seen her do a kick motion. Oh, what basketball here. I don't know why Nelson gave that up. He had a wide open lane, sometimes a little too unselfish. Kennedy Chandler, coast to coast, and he held the ball like Dr. J and just glided in the air and then laid that in. That was sweet.
Figaro was nice, but you're right, the kick motion, because I think he stuck out his foot on that previous play.
Nelson hesitated on the 3 and it bounced off the rim. And Jameer Nelson, he's missing shots. Like, he's had a couple shots, and he's kind of, hey, take it, my man.
Not in rhythm, though. You got to get it in rhythm, and he's got to be confident with it. He doesn't look confident out there behind the arc. He's got to step it up for his squad.
Nelson, excellent career. He started at George Washington before moving to Delaware. Obviously, his dad in Delaware, and switched over there. All CAA. I watched him a ton when he was at Delaware, because I'm sick like that. I'm watching Patriot League and CAA, and
I don't know if I've ever watched Delaware play.
Oh, I have.
Except maybe the tournament.
Woo! Eugene Omarui from the far side 3 in the corner, and that drops 23-14. 905 leads, 2:45 to go, opening quarter.
That's good. You gotta love that when Eugene's cooking early. Or as they call him, Gino.
Corner 3, Spurs miss on that attempt. And that's Luke Avdalovic seeing his first action, number 11. Avdalovic, 26-year-old from Folsom. Cue up the Johnny Cash. Well, 2:32 to go in the opening quarter. 9:05 of the ball in their half. Jared Roden just brings it past half court, going right to left. With some Phil Collins in the background tonight.
Man, In the Air Tonight, one of the greatest tracks ever.
This is Take Me Home.
Exactly, yes. Well, I'm talking about my track. But there's a good story behind In the Air Tonight as well. I was just reading the other day. Incredible.
And hold on, jump ball. Charlie Brown went for it, and then Avdalovic got in the way, and now it's a jump ball. What's the In the Air Tonight story?
Well, apparently it had to do with him and his wife. The fact that she basically said one night, hey, you're not going on tour. If you go on tour, we're done. And that's what happened. He went on tour and came back, and she basically didn't want to be with him anymore. So that was just a feeling of kind of dread, I guess, that was coming over him, in the air tonight.
Well, keep in mind, I was a music agent for 20 years. I'm pretty sure I had that same conversation with my old lady at one point. And that's why I'm single, Drew.
It's the same thing with me in basketball, man. It's the same thing. It's hard to balance things. I don't seem to do a great job of it.
And Omaruri drives the lane, and then he's fouled by Diallo. He threw it up, and it hit rim, but Eugene will shoot some free throws regardless.
What is this, 9:05 confessions here?
Yeah. These are my confessions.
Oh, my goodness.
Cue the usher.
In the building, or Ursher, as they would say. Oh, my goodness. No, but then that intro to In the Air Tonight and that drum solo, like the beginning of the track, is just one of the greatest out there. And I'm a drum. I like drums. I played a little bit of drums, so I have Questlove and Neil Peart, and there's so many good drummers. Daru Jones, shout out my boy Daru. I love the drums, and I love music in general, man.
I'm surprised Neil Peart.
Oh man,
I knew you knew the roots.
Top drummers out there, man. Over the all-time drummers, he's one of the greatest out there, man. Canadian rock, man. I grew up on rock and roll, bro.
Well, there's Omaruri. He's fouled back the other way, and Eugene back to the free throw line. He just hit one free throw to put the 905 up. 25-14, 1:33 to go, and Eugene to the line again. Eugene, of course, from Toronto, 27-year-old, played at Rutgers for a couple of years, 2016-19, before moving over to the Oregon Ducks for a season.
Yeah, great college career. Finished up strong. I was there on draft night. It was tough. He didn't get drafted, but he did get signed by Dallas on draft night. So great to see him still doing his thing.
Quentin Rose, and then Shamshi again got a finger on another block for Ulrich.
Defense.
Alley-oop! And then Jared Roden, he didn't quite hammer it down, but he caught it and then passed it off the glass, and it dropped in for Jared Roden. 29-14, 905 lead.
Omarui is turning into a point guard out here.
Rode from the far corner, missed his three. Roden picks up the loose ball. Jared Roden back the other way. Little hezzy move, Euro step. Oh my God. Just undressed Quentin Rose. Jared Roden, that was sweet.
That was beautiful. I thought he would challenge him there, but it was just too quick and long strides to get to the hoop.
There's lingerie on the court, Drew.
Oh my goodness.
Quentin Rose with a three, a much needed three back the other way from the left side of the arc. 31-17. Spurs, ice cold.
Yeah, they have gone cold, and the 905 are really playing unselfish basketball, but on the defensive end, they are active, they're involved, and they're not backing down at all to these Spurs.
With these two NBA guys down, and they're not even on the court right now, but they just bring a different energy. It makes everyone else step up their game, because there's going to be eyes and ears from the Raptors brass watching this game, perhaps even in the building. Was certainly watching the television or tuned into News Talk Sauga 960, listening to our call, Drew.
Yeah, you know that. Everybody, if they're not here in the building, they're listening to Sauga 960. And yeah, the enthusiasm, the energy, you could see it in the building tonight, and it's great to see.
Nelson on the long outlet pass, hammers it down. Jameer Nelson, right-handed.
Wow.
I don't know he could get up like that.
I didn't know he was going to throw that down, but that's big time right there. Jameer Nelson Jr., folks.
Nelson listed at just 6'1". I think that might be generous. And he got up and just hammers that.
Wow, look at his legs. He's got huge quads. You can see it. He's built
like a running back.
He's built like a running back. He should be playing football, but he's playing hoops.
A.J. Lawson from the right side of the three-point line. It hit the front of the rim, bounced around a couple times, and dropped. And even A.J. had a laugh at that.
You got to take it. Home court bounce.
Diallo back the other way, two-handed dunk, and almost ripped the whole rim and net, and the whole thing's still shaking. Wow.
Some high flyers out here, folks.
31-21, 1 second left, an air ball. Just throwing up a last-second heave, and it doesn't drop. That was some dunk.
That was incredible. I mean, these guys are showing. You mentioned in the pregame that these guys from the Spurs could get up, and you're seeing that today. Jameer Nelson with the one hand over the defender at the end of the quarter.
And then Diallo rocking rims, shaking rims. I mean, the building's still shaking after that dunk. Well, at the end of one quarter, the Raptors 905 looking good. 13-point lead, 34-21. I'm Chris McKee for True Ebanks. You're listening to Raptors 905 basketball on News Talk Sauga 960.